What's up, guys? Chris here with Gaming Kinda, and today is time for the weekly roundup. So, kind of weekly update. I don't know what I'm going to call this segment, but I got a mess in here. Like, this is the cleanest part of this room. Last week I built my gaming PC. All the components made it in. I recorded a post on everything that's going into the PC, so I recorded that before I built it. I'll probably record like a thoughts of building. I didn't record me building it because I was building it via like FaceTime with a friend to kind of walk me through it. And then I've got an initial impressions on the Scourge event. I didn't get that out, so I'll post it after tomorrow sometime, Tuesday, because we have a new part to that coming out. So I just want to make sure that it's not way out of whack. I have a feeling that I kind of stand by everything I said in it, but I just want to make sure that like there's not information that comes out before it goes live that makes it not true. I did Beyond Light. So my goal was to get into Beyond Light. I cleared the full story. And my goal was to get to like 1150 so I could get to like 1200 next week. I actually got all the way to like 1180. I played a lot more of it than I intended. A big part of that was that my new PC, it's really fun to play Destiny. Like, it's so much fun. Fast loading times, max settings. It's an absolute delight. I really enjoyed it. And all of this stuff and more went into it. I started streaming over on Work to Game, Work, the number two game. So that's Brian and I's Twitch channel. We had streamed together, but it'd always been him hosting gameplay because I just didn't have the hardware. So I've been able to start streaming over there. I'll be streaming over there on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. That being said, with the holidays around here, like I assume that I'll miss this Friday. I assume that I'll probably miss at least one day next week, maybe Monday. I think my family's kind of celebrating early, doing things digitally and all that. So I assume the next couple of weeks, like I'm trying to post what I think will be a normal schedule, but I'm not going to adhere to it around all the holidays. So it just kind of is what it is as far as timing goes. My goals for Call of Duty were to try it. I got to like level 40 something, 42. 45, something like that. 55 is kind of the soft cap, and then there's like a whole experience. I'll probably put out an impressions video on that. Kind of what I thought. It's simply put, it's Genshin Impact leveling on leveling on leveling meets a shooter. So it's more leveling systems within systems within systems than any Call of Duty before. But all new maps, all new guns. I mean, at the end of the day, being a brand new game, like, it's hard to not be fun. There are games that do it. I think a few of you put out comments that were like, well, I can think of a game that sucked on day one. Yes, but, like, as a general rule, it's the easiest day to succeed. Because even when it's a buggy mess, people will tolerate it. So for you to fail on day one, not great. There are games that do it and recover. Avengers, best of luck. But I think there's a reason that out of the gate it was like a $48 million loss. Like, you have to do well out of the gate, and then it has to either be the same or get better from there. It's very hard to recover. I would be interested in seeing No Man's Sky's financials, when we look back 5 years later, how kind of struggling out of the gate with, reality meeting expectations for people, and like what that turned into as they continue to support and give love to that game. From there, I had some goals last week. So in Final Fantasy, my goal was to level once on my Black Mage. I leveled twice. Boom, success. Beyond that, I didn't keep logging in. And so I don't think I made my million gil. I'm not even going to check. We'll just check in next week. I'm just going to try to be listing more consistently with all these holidays. I don't want to set a gil goal this week. So that was kind of my first one out of the gate to kind of get a pace for it. And because Beyond Light was better than expected, because Call of Duty was, spoiler alert, better than expected, because I've been having fun in Shadowlands, and I've had bad luck getting that freaking bag, it just didn't get done. It just didn't get done. I did some Boja, leveled up my Black Mage, and then I didn't touch it since. In World of Warcraft, my goal was to get all of my 50s through the Shadowlands event, which was not live when I made that statement, and to get my warrior from 40 to 50 and to get the other 3 to 35. So what I have is I have my 450s. I have done the Scourge event to the degree that I want to do it on my main, other than I want to get that bag. I have done I've done 2 of the other 115 item 115 weapon drops for going and killing the boss over in Eastern Kingdoms. But I'm not going to take him out to Ice Crown. I'm not going to go just ride a train in a circle for 10 hours to find stones like that. I'm just not going to. So they'll go in with whatever eye level they go in with. That just is what it is. And when my warrior hits it, he'll just join in. So the goal at this point is everybody who hits 50 to go far enough through that quest chain to get their 115 item. They will not go out to the Wrath of the Lich King stuff and do any of that. I'm just not even going to touch it. It just started to take my priest out there. No, not going to happen. So that actually takes something off the plate there. I got my warrior from 40 to 45, so I fell short of 50. So the goal this week would be get it to 50 and then just start hitting one of my alts. So probably I'm between the gatherer because I want to gather early in the expansion, or the paladin. I may do the Gatherer because I don't know how much I'm going to be able to play next week. And so since I can't play next week, I've been kind of on the fence, like, how do I do this? Do I just play a little every day? But because streaming is now an option for me and content creation is now an option, I kind of realized, like, you know what? There's going to be a lot of people that play and don't consume content because they're busy consuming the game. So I think what I'll do is I'll level my Gatherer as close to 50 as I can. And then that way, on that week, any that I get to play before I can commit to a consistent big streaming day to kind of marathon it, I'll just gather in the new zones and make mega bank. And then after I'm done making all the money, then I'll go back on my main and I'll level through the zones for the very first time. And you guys get to see my reaction for the very first time because I won't have touched any of it probably for the first full week. So I will probably miss the first full week of lockout on my main, but that's fine. I'm not trying to be raid ready. I'm not trying to be the first through Mythic Plus. I can be late. It's fine. It'll be weird not to be in the zones when everybody's there, but I think that's just the nature of the schedule. They move the schedule, we adapt. So you just play when you can play. I'm sure there are other people who, yes, that week is an easy week to get off work because we have a holiday here in the US, but like that holiday is also like one of the most family-based holidays here in the US. So like, way to pick a week that many of us that have family commitments aren't going to be like, hey, I have to ignore all you guys to go play this game that wants 20 hours out of me right now. That just isn't feasible. Not to tell you how I really feel. So I did fall short on my gold goal there as well for the same reason. I was spending too much time Beyond Light, too much time in Call of Duty, too much time just enjoying video games. That's just unacceptable. So suboptimal. So I also spent like a lot longer building and getting everything installed on my PC as possible. Like the initial build to install was an 8-hour session, and then to set up stream was another couple hours, and then there was like all sorts of things missing, and then I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and do all those missing things, and I put another 2 hours in, and there's still things missing. And so like total build process, this thing's going to end up being like 20 hours from the time I open the first one of these boxes to like really fully being like moved in per se. And that's fine. It's fine. I'm loving it. I'm having a blast, but it's just not the instant turnaround. It's been a lot of like the monitor didn't work. So then I was trying to use the TV. I eventually had to go get a cable. It's been like one small thing after another. It's a lot of like, you want to install this, that's fine. Log into this. Oh, now you need to log into this. Now you need to log into this. And like everybody else, like I keep different passwords and logins for everything because that's what it all makes you do these days. And it's really hard for me to remember all that stuff. So like the easiest way to do it is to have like one machine that's already logged into them all and it just logs back in. And a new machine is all new stuff. So it's a lot of like, forgot your password? You bet I did. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot of learning. I don't know that there's things in there that are guides per se, but like the keyboard I had has like a button on it that if you bump it, it pulls up your inbox. I'm sure that's convenient if you're not somebody who's worried about doxing yourself on stream. So I had to like go download an add-on to change a keybind to a specialty key on a keyboard that would allow it to just do something else. Mara was like, what'd you have to do? I was like, have it mute. And she goes, there's not a mute button on your keyboard? And I was like, yeah, I was just trying to think of something that it doesn't matter if I press it. Like, I wasn't trying to gain a function. I just wanted to disable it. And that didn't seem to be an easy option without just like breaking my keyboard. So that's really where I'm at. Videos that I'd like to get out this week. I'd like to get out my impressions of the Scourge event, my impressions of Call of Duty, my impressions of building my first PC. I'd like to take a look at the news because there's been lots going on. And then as we prepare to go into end of November, December, news on the horizon. We've got WoW Shadowlands right around the corner. Beyond Light is live. Call of Duty is live. Those are games that I'm both actively taking part in. We have in theory, there will be a Cyberpunk eventually. Until it is in your hands, I wouldn't call it released. And even then, that day one patch will likely be late. So it shouldn't even, I doubt it's even released in its entirety till the year 2077. At this point, I'm just not tying expectations to it. Other than that, I think we got a live letter date in Final Fantasy. It's off the top of my head, it's not coming to my mind, but I feel like we got one. So it'll be time to start prepping for 5.4, which should be exciting. 5.4 should be the new G-Pose stuff. We should get new Blue Mage stuff. We'll get, of course, the new typical 0.4 patch stuff. With 0.45, we should get updates to the Boja system. I assume Ishgard will start to wrap to a close. So whatever that means for crafting and gathering relics are impacted by it. I don't know if Sky Builders and all that. Sky Steel, whatever that word is. I don't know that any of that. I don't know how any of that's going to end. So we've got a lot to look forward to there. I hope we also at that point start to get some clarification on what a fan fest looks like. How many days is it? Is it all in February? Is there a part in February and then it's going to trickle out? Because historically it would have been 3 events. Is it still 3 events? Is it going to be like February, March, April, February, April, May? Like, what are we talking? When's the expansion timeline? I assume we're not aiming summer. So I assume it'll be like Final Fantasy Part 1 and 2 in February, and then Part 3 in May, which is the more like final reveal stuff, and then a launch date that's in the fall. I don't know. That's just like my initial off-the-cuff guess, but if I spent any time thinking about it, that probably changes. So I think on that note, that's everything. This week, the kind of official goals to kind of put it in writing here. I would love to get so I got from 73 to 74 a lot easier than I expected. So I would love to go ahead and get to 76 on Black Mage. So let's set a 2-level goal. Let's remove Gil from the equation. I've got too much else going on. In Destiny, I want to go from the 1180s. I think it's like 1183. I don't have any screenshots for you guys this week. This is all like everything is all over the place. My recording stuff's over there, and like there's a lot going on in this room. It is a disaster. Like here, the green screen sets up behind the chair, and then like there's just all of this stuff. So there's like the TV, and then I'm doing it from the chair, and that green screen comes up, and it's just a utter mess. So that's my office. It's impossible to like walk around. It just stresses my wife out. A mess. So the goal is to get all of that done in WoW. I really want that warrior to 50. After that, I think I'm gonna go ahead and start that gathering druid. Just talking it through with you guys now, I think that's what I want. Gathering druid's at 35. It's just get as close to 50 as I can get it. And it's just slam whatever I can. If Brian wants to hop on, I'll do that. If not, I'm going to just start questing hard. We're just going to go. I think Brian's like 40 or 42. The goal is to not only catch him, but to pass him. Go right to 50 on that character. And then that will put me at 6 level 50s going in, all with their level 115 item, and with my main having my 34 slot bag and full I-100 or greater, which is already done. Everything on it is 100 or greater except my 2 trinkets, because they didn't offer me trinkets. I'm not going to go buy gear for something that's going to be handed to me in the first 10 minutes. So if it doesn't drop, if it's not free, I'm not going to spend money on it. I've been spending a lot of money upgrading people's flying and upgrading heirloom and all that. So it's been expensive to kind of be leveling all these characters, because I think final flying is like 4,500 gold. Upgrading a lot of these heirlooms to their final step is 5,000 per slot. So there's just been a lot of money kind of flowing. I don't want to just keep spending to spend. So I think that's pretty good. So the fact that Bronzeman or whatever hasn't dropped his stuff, As of tonight, like if I don't get it from this drop, I'm gonna have to start setting a timer every 6 hours or whatever. I'm just gonna have to start checking it, because at this point I'm just on the poor end of the loot range. I'm down to like only 10% of the population takes as many drops as I'm getting or something silly. So I'm just getting to the point that it's just not happening. So I think that's my weekly ramble, weekly kind of plan what's going on. Hope you guys all enjoy the holidays. It's a hectic time to try to be consistent in gaming. Just try to set something that when you get to it, you have a goal, and then try to set the expectations that if you don't hit that goal, that's okay. Just pick yourself up and just set it again. Just set the goal again and just keep trying. Just keep plugging away at it, and you will eventually progress to whatever your goal is and whatever hobby or professional thing you're aiming for. Gaming is obviously a really low bar in case like you miss it. It's no big deal. Oh, I didn't get to play enough games. So that's kind of my goals for this week. I think that'll really set me up for success as we go into the winter months of a lot of these patch cycles, and get a feel for trying to touch the first raid in Destiny, trying to touch the first raid in WoW, trying to touch the next group content in 14, and really be in a good position to take advantage of all that. So this was a mix of everything, but it was all about gaming, kinda. So I thank you guys for hanging out. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I look forward to sharing more on my PC and on the games I've been playing. And then I know Brian's been asking for I know there are a lot of people on stream asking how did you get your WoW to look so much like your 14 today? And so I'd love to kind of go back and address some of that stuff. So lots to do. I will try to get to it all. Just remind me, and I will get there. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.